We're just getting started. You just heard one of the sounds from one of the best free plugins to get right now, and it's called Hypha by Native Instruments. This plugin is filled with very unique hybrid sounds up to 156 presets, and you could download it for free right now. And keep in mind, it's only free for right now until January 16. So after this video, make sure you hit the download link in the description, and you're gonna wanna stay tuned until the end because there's gonna be a surprise to win a Complete Control S61 series. And I'm gonna show you more about that later. But right now, let's get into the interface of Hypha. Looking at the interface, Native Instruments always have these well-designed plugins, man. Like this just look aesthetically pleasing. I don't know about you, but I definitely get some spark of creativity by looking at something that has a well-designed to it. It just kind of puts you in a mood rather than something that looked like, you know, a third grader made it. Like, I don't know about you guys. Let me know in the comments if the aesthetic of the plugin actually affects how you make a beat. Let's just start off with the settings real quick. I'm gonna show you guys the basics. Like the active range, this just means like if you have like a keyboard, you can also do this on the machine as well. You could like have one section be Hypha and then another one be like the play box, and you could split your keyboard like that so you could play live. Then you have tuning. So with the tuning, I'm gonna actually play the melody in the background and you can just see what it does to the sound. This is all equal temper, so this is like the original. And then let's go to another one called Peer. Let's just go through some other ones. This one is called Mean Tone. Still similar. It's not gonna sound too off, but there is one like these ones right here sound like way off. But it's all about your creativity. Like you could just mess around with the tuning. I'm gonna just keep it at equal. And then you have your transpose, so you could just go up an octave from the melody that you have, or you could switch the key that it's in. So if I go up one octave, this is how it would sound. So that's a pretty cool feature just if you want to switch the like key of your track real quick and you just want to hear something different. And then you have PB range. This just stands for pitch bending range. And then you have the velocity settings because these sounds are velocity sensitive. So depending on how hard you hit it, it's gonna either play a bit softer or a bit hard. And then you have randomize, where you could just randomize the volumes or the velocities or the panning or the pitch. So these are just your basic controls. In the right-hand corner, this is called an ADSR. And an ADSR, for those that are new to producing, this stands for attack, decay, sustain, and release. And your attack is gonna be right here. Your decay is going to be right here, and your sustain is going to be right here. So attack just means like when you hear like sounds that like swell up, that means the attack is usually starting late. And one thing I've seen from a lot of reviews of this plugin, a lot of people say, oh, this plugin is only really for film scoring or for other different kind of genres that is more like cinematic. But that's not necessarily true. If you mess with the sound design of it, you could really get a lot of trap sounds out of it, and I'm gonna show you that too. So for the most part, all you have to do is just bring up your attack. You can mess with the decay to make it more plucky sound if you want. And then this last part is the release. So let me just play the sound. If I bring down the release, you're gonna see how it gets a bit choppy. But I like a little of the release. I don't want it to be too much of the release because then it sounds like very muddy. It starts to overlap each other. So let me just bring this a bit down. So you just mess around with that if you want more of a trap sound. And then you have the chord function. Now, this could be a bit complex for a beginner. You gotta understand like, okay, you gotta know your octaves, your fifths. You got to understand like the different chords that are out there that you could just put together. Me personally, I think as a beginner, you're probably better off just playing it on a piano. If you're not really that well at the piano, just really play by ear. But you can use this as a guide. You can just like, you know, click one key. But keep in mind, it's all going to be a major 6. So you're not going to really be able to play a whole progression. You might be able to play like 2 progressions together, like these 2 right here. Yeah. Hey. Yeah, so that could sound pretty nice. You just have some fun with it. So just mess around with it. I'm not saying that it's not useful. You just got to use your creativity once again to see where it can be useful in your production. And then you have your polyphonic, your monophonic, and legato. Legato is more of a glide. Mono, you know, play one note at a time. Poly, you play multiple notes at a time. And then we can mess with the glide. So I'm just going to turn it up and you're going to really hear how it just glides into each other. So that could be pretty cool. I wouldn't use that much of it. And then you have the cutoff. So cutoff is just like your low pass and your high pass. And you could even get more in depth, mess with the ADSR of the low pass and the resonance and the frequency range and the like mixed level of the envelope. So you could just kind of mess around with that. I'm gonna keep it where it's at. And then sound is quite unique because you can really switch the sound with this knob. So that's pretty cool. A-B is just showing you that it has two sounds and you could pick one side of the sound, and then you have your vibrato. And then you have your actual effects, which is pretty much self-explanatory. You got your EQ, your tape. Tape is like a saturation kind of thing. Delay, your chorus, your phase, your cabinet. Cabinet to me is like just a whole different kind of filter on it. And convolution, that just means your reverb, like realistic reverbs. And then you have your limiter. So we're just gonna make a beat and mess around with it and see what we come up with. Right now I got the first melody part down and then I'm gonna add like a second part to it. So let's just dive into it. So if we look at the interface of it, you can see that it has bass, bass synths, chords, impact, piano keys, sound effects, and soundscapes and synth pads. You know, if you're making trap, it's always good to just go to the key section. Let's just hear some of the melodies out. That's raw. Let's go through a bit more. Ooh, this one sounds really nice. All right, so I just made a quick melody and then I added like some bass notes at the bottom. So now we can just mess around with the effects. Let's say you want some more bass. Or you want some more of the mids. So I like where everything is at. I like the delay, I like the tape, I like the reverb and the cabinet. With the cabinet, this is what I mean by different filter effects. That's hard. I already got some drums put together, so let's just hear it with some drums. Yeah, that's tough right here. You can just go crazy with it. Like you can make so much sounds out of just one sound. Like you don't have to like use all different kind of sounds. Let's see what the chorus does. And I actually have like another bass with this as well. So I can have one part play like the original way, and then I can have a copy of that same key and just add the chorus effect to it, and then switch up the bass pattern. So I could use like a bass like this. Yeah, that's fire, man. Like you could just get very creative with it. And don't sleep on the soundscapes too. Like I'm just gonna layer that melody on top of one of these soundscapes. And remember what I told you to bring up the attack? See, now it hits like an actual key. That's the trick. Like, That could be one part just going like this. All these soundscapes could go crazy. You see how this one is swelling up? All you have to do is just bring up that attack. You can make it bring down the release a bit. Right, you can make it into a plucky sound if you just mess with the decay. Hard, man. Like, you just got to get creative with the ADSR. That's all it is. But I found one that's called Bounce Back, and it sounds like this. Like, it sounds like very washy, but when you add it with the melody, it sounds like it just gives that nice texture, especially the one with the chorus effect. So So I actually made like this kind of counter melody using one of the keys called contemplating. Dude, if you mess around with this, I promise you could come up with like a lot of infinite sounds. I know a lot of people look at the plugin and be like, oh, I don't really got that much sounds. Nah, you gotta just think outside the box. I actually copied that sound and made another part to it, and all I did was mess with the tape, the EQ, the convolution, and came up with this. I gotta show y'all with the drums, man. It go crazy. So this should show you guys, like, man, there's a lot that you can do with this. So make sure, hit that download link if you feel like this is for you.
Hell yeah. Absolutely.
So I'm gonna show you guys how you can win the Complete Control S61. Just going on the Hypha page in the link in the description, you can see that you also get a voucher for $25 off of anything from the Native Instrument online shop. Also, when you get one of these vouchers, that you're able to like have a chance to win huge prize from Native Instruments, Isotope, and the Plugin Alliance. You get like 50% off of Isotope. And then this is where you can enter to win. You just press enter now, and this is the process. So it's kind of like a competition and challenge, and you just participate using the Hypha sounds, making your own beats. People already got their beats right here, and you'll be able to win like all different kind of prizes. So make sure you check that out. And if you like this video, make sure you share, subscribe with your other producer friends. Let them know about this new plugin that just dropped, and let them know before it's too late and they have to buy it.